Hello, 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 hello. Is anyone out there in YouTube world? See here. Oh, I forgot to press my button. Let's see here. Boom. Chat. How is everyone doing? Hope everyone's had a wonderful new year. Hope you got everything you wanted under the Christmas tree. We are taking complaints today if you didn't. So if you didn't get what you wanted, go ahead and file your complaint and we'll get it to the proper party. What's going on, G-Bax? Good to see you. And he said his goal is to double his income in 2019. Well, you can definitely do it. Absolutely. I know you can. Shane, good to have you on. The wolf is in the house. Hope you're doing well. So great. So we're getting queued up here. And Mark is in the house. He says 200K this year. Well, Mark, if anyone can do 200K, I know you can. You just keep building that book of business, brother, because you are on pace to do probably more than that. So just keep it going, bro. Just keep it going. At least, yeah, let that be the floor. Don't let that be the ceiling. As the GOAT once said, the ceiling is the roof. For you Tar Heel fans, you know who I'm talking about. And if there's any LeBron fans, you know that's not meant for you. Reagan's not here, so I can hate on LeBron a little bit. Me and him go back and forth all the time. I'm a big Tar Heel fan. Grew up watching Michael Jordan, so he is the GOAT for me. Of course, the younger generation, you know, Reagan and Michael and some of those guys, they like LeBron. I like LeBron too, though. I'm not hating on LeBron, but you know, anytime someone talks about the best ball player of all time, you know, my mindset's always going to go to Air Jordan. So anyway. But hope you guys had a great turn of the year. We've got a podcast coming up next Monday night at the 7th at 9 p.m. So January 7th at 9 p.m. will be our next live podcast. And we'll have that's right, Michael Jordan. We're going to have Big Nose in the house. Big Nose is Chris. He's going to be with us, and so we'll be making fun of him and talking about the conference. And I'm telling you guys, if you don't do anything else, you get yourself tickets and get to that conference. WorthMoreConference.com. You've got to be there. You've got to be there and get there. Excited to be connected, Rod. Good to have you on today. What am I talking about? It's 2:30 in the afternoon. And I'm saying tonight. I'm used to doing podcasts at night. But the podcast, our next coming podcast, episode 344, is going to be 9 p.m. This coming Monday. Going to have Chris, going to have Lindsay, going to have Reagan in the studio. We're going to be talking more about the upcoming conference. I'm telling you guys, we've got some really cool stuff that we haven't even announced, okay? We haven't even announced. So you're going to want to get the tickets. Get over there at worthmoreconference.com. Get your tickets. It's worth the price of admission, I promise. But you're going to hear from me. You're going to hear from Mark, who's on today. You're going to hear from Gary, he's on today. You're going to hear from Bill. You're going to hear from Lindsay. You're going to hear from several guys. We've got maybe some surprises in store for you. So listen, if you ever thought it's just pie in the sky, this thing about being self-independent, self-employed, being able to do your own thing, I'm telling you, you're going to be able to see people just like you that have taken their income, their professional career, and taken a hold of it, grab some tools, some training, some of the technology we have at TW3, and just are taking control of their career. And you can do it. You can absolutely do it. I don't care what your goal is. I don't care what your dream is. I promise you, if you will work the system will work for you. It's just a little bit at a time. It's like eating that elephant, man. I mean, it's just a little bite at a time. Don't get discouraged. Don't grow weary in well-doing, as the good book says. You know, your boat is going to come in if you're out there. You're constantly casting good bread upon the water. It comes back, I promise you. I tell you, the most discouraging thing I see in the space that we operate in, and it doesn't matter if people are coming to TW3 to use it as a tool to grow their own existing business, or if they're coming to have a business. The most discouraging thing I see is people quitting on themselves too soon. And it happens week after week after week. Someone comes in, It takes a few weeks, 3-4 weeks, a month maybe, to get up to speed, get that sales funnel built, get that marketing going, getting all that traffic coming, and they got momentum. And in 2 weeks, maybe they talked to someone rude, maybe someone treated them wrong, maybe they got discouraged, maybe something happened, but for whatever reason, they decide, I tried it and it just ain't worth it, and they quit. And the day they quit, a week, the next day, someone called, hey, I've been talking to so-and-so and I'm ready to pull the trigger. And it's just like, okay, hey, no, I'm not, I've decided not to do it. And I was like, well, you got business, I'm not. And then it's just lost. And so don't do that, guys. I'm telling you, this is the first of the year. Make a commitment, make it a decision, get resolved about what you want. Get a plan together, and everybody's plan is going to be different. Some of you guys need to be using the tool on a big scale, doing email marketing and text marketing mostly. Some of you don't need to even worry about so much of the technology and just get calls coming into you and you talking to people live because you're great on the phone. I don't know what your particular strategy needs to look like. Get with your coach, get with your trainer. We've got coaches on here that train folks that will sell you some coaching time, and you don't even have to be a rep of theirs. I'm telling you, but get in there, get that plan for you and start working that plan. And so, I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but I'm telling you, don't quit. Don't you dare quit, because I've never met anyone realize their dreams, go to the next level, experience all the things that are available to them after quitting. Okay, you would be better off to stay in something too long than to stay in something too short. And there's sometimes you need to cut your losses. If the old adage, if you're digging a hole and get lost, stop digging. I get all that. If you're continually doing something that's not working, you need to readjust, but you don't need to quit on that goal. You need to quit on the particular strategy you're using because it's not working. That's the thing. That's the thing. Okay. So, hey, I had a good question come in. I'm going to answer this one. If you've got questions out there, if you're on with me live right now and you got a question and you want me to answer it, I'd be more than happy to answer it on here. But I am so excited to be back this past quarter. I'm going to show my income statement coming up Monday night. And I'll go ahead and tell you, I'll let the cat out of the bag. My personal income statement for the last quarter was a little over $100,000. So one of the best last quarters I've had in 10 years. And I'm going to show you what I did. We're going to be talking about it Monday night. But one of the questions, this isn't a question. I want to just speak to this for a second. And we're going to get into it more Monday night. But someone subscribed to my YouTube channel and they look really good online. I was like, okay, this person, this girl, whoever, I'm not going to say it's a guy or a girl, this person sort of looks legit. They don't look like they know what they're doing. Okay. They got a good online presence. And so I wanted to just check them out because I'm always trying to check out, who's subscribing to our podcast, who's subscribing to our YouTube channel. And I noticed that they were making some comments about some pretty well-known online marketing gurus, if you want to call it that. And I don't want to mention anybody by names, but let me put it this way. It's in the vein of, say, like Gary Vee and Tai Lopez and Grant Cardone and Tony Robbins and, all these just really big household names in the online marketing coaching space, okay? And so I noticed she was making some comments, and one of the comments they were making was about, how they really detested the way some of these guys market their brand by using the flashy cars and the big houses and stuff like that. And, it sort of resonated with me because that's sort of, I don't like some of the language and maybe the way it was presented, but I agree with the sentiment. Okay. I agree with the sentiment that, you got to be careful when you're talking about opportunity and potential because people hear it different ways, and you don't ever want someone to come back on you and say, hey, I was told this, and they never was. But at the same time, there's a balance. There's a balance in saying, but there is a legitimate opportunity and potential here. And so I'm going to be talking about that Monday night as I talk about my last quarter income statement and I always am trying to strike that balance. This is what's available. This is the reality. This is what you can do. This is what other people are doing. It is a legitimate, it's not pie in the sky, but it's not get rich quick. It's not a genie in the bottle. And I've repeat that a lot, but you have to, because people hear things differently. But I want to go into sort of the review of these folks and some of my comments on that, and I'm going to bounce it off of Lindsay, and I'll bounce it off of you guys as well. Tell us what you think. We'll play some of those reviews, and we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the conference. But that's coming up this Monday at 9 o'clock, episode 344. So if you have not subscribed to our text alert and you would like to get alerted when we're going to go live, all you have to do is get your phone out right now, text this number, 81010, 81010. Text that number, put that in, that's what I'm texting, that's the number I'm texting, 81010, and then text this word, put it in the body like you're going to send them a text, put the @ sign at TW3 Podcast. That's all you got to do. Text 81010 to text at TW3 Podcast to the number 81010. And if you'll do that, when we go live, we'll send you an alert, and you can be on with us and ask us questions and participate in that as well. Okay, so I had a question. I want to answer that. And then you guys, if you've got questions, feel free. And this comes from Nick. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Just so you can see it, let me do it this way. I'll go over here. See if I can paste it in right here, if it'll let me. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second. We'll just paste this in right here. See if it's so you know it's a legit question. And so it's going to come up like it's me, but this is what I got in email. So see if this will pop up on your screen here. I just popped it in there. Let's see if it goes up. It might not. It might be too long, but I'm trying it anyway. Here we go. See if it works. If it don't work, I'll just read it. But and you guys, especially you elite coaches that are on here, Mark and Gary, Lindsay, if you're on here, anybody else that wants to contribute to the answer to this question, feel free. But I'm trying to put it in there, and it just doesn't look. Oh, it's because it's 200 maximum. It's okay. It's a long email. So here's the question. I'll just read it. Okay. It says, Terry, I've been interested in your lead generation for some time now. I have spoken to several of your reps, but was never able to pull the trigger. This has been going on now for 3 years. At the moment, I unfortunately cannot afford to dish out the money for your software and system, and there's also a risk factor for the product not working out. There are not a lot of products on the market today. Gambling on them can be foolish and financially destructive. I agree. I was wondering if you have any trial programs? ? I'm willing to put in the time and learn the software and process. I just need to be sure it can generate the income to at least pay for itself in the course of 30 days. Please let me know if there are any options. Thank you. And the gentleman's name is Nick. So, Nick, first of all, thank you so much for your question. And number two, thank you for just the absolute honest transparency and the reality of understanding there's a risk and the cost of that risk and what it could be and all that. And even, being, self-aware enough of a 30-day thing. So here's what I would break this down. Number one, let me just answer the questions and then break down what I would do. Number one, we don't offer a trial period, unfortunately. And the reason we don't is because the software, the plugins, the hosting, the website, all of the stuff that we have to assimilate and put together for you to put this package together so you can have it to start using it, none of it comes with a trial on our end. So no one in that space offers trial. So it is a risk. It's the equivalent of you seeing other people that own a Chick-fil-A franchise making lots of money. You think it would be well worth you investing, but at the end of the day, it's about you running that franchise the way you're trained. And if you don't, you might not get your money back because it's millions of dollars to invest. So anytime you're buying a business, anytime you're buying systems and softwares and things of that nature, there is inherent risk, unfortunately. And there's no way we can get around it because we can't get around it. In other words, we can't offer it to you because we're not a recipient of it either. So sorry about that. But here's what I can tell you. We do offer a 90-day money-made guarantee, which means if you credential at the plus level or better, we stand behind it. But where the big print giveth, the little print taketh away. So hear me now. What we're saying is if you get our system and you do it our way and you allow us to verify that you are doing it our way, then at the moment you start having your system in place, getting your funnels, getting your site, getting your pages, getting everything created, and using it in the manner in which we show you with the minimum generation of leads that you need to generate and following up with them the way we show you to follow up with them and using our auto response system that we show you how to use. You do all that. The moment you start doing that, there's a 90-day window. Say give it 90 days. We guarantee you a minimum results of like $750 to, I think it's up to $1,500 now, which at $1,500 you would have paid for the system. Now, when I say that, hear me. I've never had to pay out on that. That doesn't mean everyone who has bought my system or invested in the system has made money, but it does mean those who have bought my system, used my system the way I show them, and signed up for this have. So where the big print giveth, the little print taketh away. You say you're committed to, I don't say this in a disparaging or argumentative way, but your words were, I am committed to learn the system and use the system the way you train. If you are, then we stand behind it and say, and we're committed it will work the way we do. And then if it doesn't, here's what we'll do. We'll suspend all of your admin fees, all the cost of doing business at that very moment. If you've tried this out for 90 days, you still keep the system, you keep it active, you're still working. And then because you've been trained by us and credentialed by us, I have referral marketing partners that I personally work with that will pay you hourly and salary opportunities to work from home in a call center environment, reading their scripts, and they will pay you. And it's not sales; it's just you reading a script and dispositioning of calls. If they will pay you just to do that, whether you sell anything or not. So that's my answer to your question. Is long answer, unfortunately. No, we don't have a trial program, unfortunately, but we do offer some semblance of assurances that if you will use it the way we show you, you're going to get results. Now, your 30-day window is just not big enough, because here's the reason why. Some of my clients that come on, it takes them literally 72 hours and they're up and running. I've had clients that come in, get the system, because they're used to dealing with forms and they're used to dealing with web pages and things of that nature. And so they're very acclimated to some of the products we use. We use WordPress, for instance, to manage our website and pages. And then we have various plugins, and it's been hacked a certain way to work within our system. But they're sort of cognitive of how some of these things work, and they're up within 48, 72 hours. We have some folks that literally took them a year to get everything together, but now are some of our top producers because they finally got it up and running. Okay. Now, said all that to say, if you get in that position where it's been 30, 60, 90 days and still don't have everything run, we offer a service where we'll do it for you. Okay. But here again, you're paying someone to do what we train you step by step how to do yourself. Okay. But we're not asking you to buy them, but we're just there sort of as like training wheels, sort of a security blanket. If it don't work out, you need us to help, we'll come along and we'll pay one of our developers. And it's just, all you're doing is paying their time to come in and do it for you. But they go into your site, your system, your software, get everything set up for you. Okay. But once that's set up, and there's 6 steps doing that, once that's done, the clock starts ticking. We guarantee you, if you're doing this activity, you're going to start making money. But you're right. Risk can be financially devastating and destructive. Here's my only response to that. What's the greater risk? Risking money and time on what your efforts are and what you would put into something, and the goals and the dreams and what you have and your ability and your ambition to work, or risking that someone else will care for you enough to build a business that you can work for and make a guarantee. I always say no one cares about Terry's financial future more than Terry Wilson. So I always put all the risk on what I'm willing to do, because I know what my heart is. I know what my efforts are going to be. I know what my commitment level is. I am, and it's in my book, I think the greatest risk anyone could ever take is risking their financial future, their income, and their career on the good intentions of other people. And they could be the greatest people in the world, but I guarantee you this, when it comes down to, hey, we got to make a pivot, we got to make a change, the market's changed, the industry's changed, the economy's changed, the business has got to move and change, they're going to make decisions based on what's best for them as owners, not necessarily what's best. And they have to, because they got a fiduciary responsibility to, if it's a public company, to their investors and to their families and the people that's risking it all. Okay. So that don't make people a bad people when they start making decisions based on what's best for them as a company owners. So I'm just telling you, you're better off risking, I think, on yourself, taking a gamble on yourself than you are anyone else. So I hope I was able to answer your questions. All right, that's I wanted to get that one out of the way. That was a great question, Nick. Thank you so much. I'm actually, if he's not on today, I'm going to shoot this video to him as an email to sort of, he'll have that answer. You recruiters, you trainers, you guys active with TW3, if you have anyone that's asking similar questions, you'll have this in your back pocket as well to be able to answer. Okay, any other questions? Mark, excited to be connected, Rod says, and Aeon says, Happy New Year. Let's go make some money in 2019. I'm telling you, the opportunity is real. It is absolutely real. And I look forward to seeing you, Aeon, in Greenville, South Carolina on March 21st and 23rd. I saw where you signed up. So I look forward to seeing you with a lot of other people excited about their lives, excited about opportunities to make money, and excited to be able to work in a way and in a strategy that's befitting to their goals and their time and all of that. So absolutely look forward to it. Any other great questions? Good stuff. Keep them coming in. Keep them coming in. Did everyone get what they wanted for Christmas? Did I ask that already? I think I won the spouse award this year. I gave my wife for Christmas. She is and I don't know if I should be telling this out of school, but she is one of those that likes adult beverages, a particular kind, beer. I hate beer. I hate the way it tastes. I hate everything about it. I hate the way it smells. I hate beer. My wife just loves, Mark says world peace. But there is a product out there. If you guys are beer drinkers, if you like beer, I'm just going to, just a little word to the wise. There's a thing called Fizzits. And I can go find it online and put it in this thing. But it basically, you can take a bottle, a can, or anything, you put it in there, and it will it'll turn anything into tap, and it puts a little head on the thing, and I'm telling you, it's the greatest. It's only $100, and it's great. Larry, I saw you got your tickets. I look forward to seeing you here. And Kat says, do we have an autoresponder, or is that upper level perk? No, Kat, all of our systems our plugin that we use for the form has an autoresponder to it that it will immediately respond to someone that opts in, but it's just a one type email thing. But here's what you want to do. It's also got extensions that it will sync to any particular third party auto response company that you use. I personally use MailChimp. I hear MailChimp lately has been very, very difficult to work with when it comes to affiliate marketing, when it comes to business opportunity marketing and those kinds of things. So just word to the wise, you might run into some friction with them because I've been using them now for going on 10 years or 8 years at least, I know. And I don't have a problem, but I've got a huge account with them with tons of people on my list. So I don't think they're going to give me a problem. But I've heard people that are starting out tend to have a problem with MailChimp. So use Aweber or GetResponse. All of those will sync to our opt-in forms. Go with MailChimp first if you can. See if that'll work out. See, one of the things I will tell you if you're using MailChimp, don't put any affiliate links in the particular email. Be real nuanced about the way you're presenting any type of quote-unquote business opportunity or anything like that, so they can't accuse you of being an MLM or a network marketer, which TW3 is not, but because it is in the quote-unquote opportunity space, sometimes we get lumped in with them when people are just looking to evaluate, is this a service that we would allow you use our system. So just know that. I like MailChimp because it's free up to your first 2,000 subscribers, but you do have some problems there, so you might end up having to go over to Aweber. Taisha says, I can't wait for the conference. Taisha, I can't wait to see you there. I'm telling you, Taisha, you were with us, what, a week or two and already sold 2 or 3 products? I know at least 2. I mean, you're just a rock star. So give a shout out to your clients that you brought on, and give a shout out to your trainer as well, because that was just awesome. And Angel's on and says, bought the Plus package over the weekend through a trainer. When can I expect the emails to start? Are you talking about your leads, Angel? 45 days and I have pending sale now. You are a rock star. I'm very proud of Ty. Oh, you're Mark's. Okay. Well, no wonder. I mean, Mark could get you working right the system. Okay. Have you got into Angel? Have you got into your back office? Have you got your credentials, your username and password to get into the back office yet? And I love your last name, by the way, Geronimo. Okay. So, who was your trainer, Angel? Who'd you buy it from? If you don't mind me asking, I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but what I can do is I can research and find out. Normally it takes about, okay, Armagit. Normally it takes about 48 to 72 hours. What happens is they capture the enrollment, and they're supposed to charge you whatever the package is. So if it's like $14.97, they charge you $14.97. And then they charge your card, and it takes them about a day or two. Now, because of the holidays, Angel, it might have taken a little bit longer for the funds to clear, but as soon as the funds clear, they go in and they pay us the wholesale price for your package. And as soon as we have that, we don't wait till the funds clear. As soon as they pay us, though, because we know they'll be coming, but they have to wait sometimes to get the funds. They go in and buy the package, and we get it out to you that day. Okay. So what I'll do, Armagit, Angel, if you will email me at TerryWilson3.com/contact. If you will send me your information, because I don't want to ask you on a public forum, but if you'll send me your information over there, I will chase that down with your trainer as soon as I get off here and find out where we're at. It's probably more than likely just waiting on things to clear. Hi, Larry. Look forward to meeting you. Hey, Gary. Yeah, Larry, you've been with us, man. I mean, a couple years, haven't you? I remember doing an MBTI with you maybe a year or so ago. So it's going to be great to see you. I know you, if I remember, because I always remember musicians for whatever reason. I think you're a bass player and you play on a praise and worship team down there in Florida. How close am I to my memory? I think I got that right. It seems like I always remember musicians. Special heart. And Bam Bam always wants to know why I forget him, but that's because he's a drummer and I don't consider it. I'm kidding. Kidding, Bam Bam, if you're listening. I say that because, yep. I know, Mark, I got your text, and yeah, we'll chase that. Bass player, 49-year anniversary. Oh, wow. Awesome. Well, bass and drums, to me, make the song. Without the rhythm section and the groove, you have no foundation to lay anything atop of. So I first thing I hear when I listen to music is the groove, the bass and the drums. So absolutely. Well, can't wait to see you guys there in Greenville. Make sure if you don't have your tickets, go to worthmoreconference.com and get your tickets. Come to the live podcast Monday night with me, Chris, and Lindsay in here. We're going to be talking about some of the things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about what you're going to be getting when you're there. I mean, being able to network with some of these guys that are just absolutely rock stars. I'm going to be talking Monday night about how I closed over $100,000 in my personal business, just my personal business, in the last 3 months of the year. And I'm going to be talking about it and contrasting it with a way that sometimes other online marketers sort of present opportunities and stuff like that, and trying to be as transparent as possible, and trying to be and say it in a way that people say, oh, if I get this, it's not that. But I do want people to understand the deal, as Neil Craig one time said, the deal is real. There's just way too many people making way too much money, having way too much fun for anybody to say different. But here's the thing. It's not easy. I'm not saying that it's not hard. It's just, it takes some time to wrap your mind around a couple tools and the way to use them in the most sophisticated way. But we show you, we train you, we coach you. We're there in ticket support to answer questions. We have, on-demand videos and webinars. We have weekly trainings to our members, so it's out there. So make sure you're on. That's coming Monday night at 9 p.m. We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be having a special offer as well for those people. So absolutely. Well, thank you, Mr. Green. Thank you very much, as Elvis says. So any other questions? I don't want to. Hey, Ayon, he says, if I may, Terry, I would like to say to Nick the question from her. Yes. Someone once told me, in order to succeed, your desire for success must be greater than your fear of failure. I could not agree with you more, Aeon. And me and my wife was talking about this because, as you know, over the holidays, you're going to be around friends and family and all this. And, in some of the company and some of the situations and things that we were in spurred this conversation about decision making. And we've talked about it many times. A true decision, not a wish, not a hope, not maybe I think. And I love what you said there, Aeon. A decision is when I say, out of all of the possibilities that I could choose, I'm throwing them all away. I'm cutting them all off. I'm not even considering any more but this one. So, for instance, like when I decide to marry someone, I've decided you're the one. I'm not going to look, talk, think, entertain anyone else. This is it. That's a decision comes from the two Latin words to cut off, to cut away, to cut any other thing. So when we're talking about decision making, there's two things that psychologists teach us that drives decisions. The avoidance of pain and the accumulation of pleasure. I want to accumulate, I want to grasp hold of, I want to get a hold of this thing that's going to bring me pleasure, or I want to avoid this pain. And the problem with a lot of us, me included, I throw myself in there, I'm not beating up on anybody, but when we've been conditioned by life that we make decisions because we fear failure. In other words, I'm trying to avoid this thing that failure comes wrapped in. I want to avoid this pain that is called failure. It's financial failure, loss of money, loss of time, I'm so afraid of that. When that becomes the overarching driving thing that constantly drives our decisions, it will always drive us in our least, our less than position. We never achieve our top self. We never become who we could be when we're always deciding based on fear, because fear is always going to say, don't reach but for so high, don't go but for so much, because you want to make sure that you got the safe place. And the problem is safety is a farce. Safety is an illusion. Safety is fool's gold, because we're all in this life. There's nothing guaranteed. I mean, a meteorite could hit everything tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Living is a risk. So why not, if everything is a risk, if everything is subjective to the way the economy happens, the world happens, and everything else, then why not bet on yourself? Why not make a decision based on my goal, my hunger, my thirst for more, my hunger, my thirst for reaching my highest potential? Some people were born with silver spoons in their mouth, but it ain't how you start this race, it's how you finish it. And I might not have been given but one talent, but if I can use that talent and just optimize it and just keep working it, then, my band director, he sort of tickled me one time. He said, Terry, you don't know all the scales, you don't know all of the keys, but that C blue scale, I've never seen anybody work it like you do. I mean, and what he was saying is, what little bit you really know how to work. And that's the whole point of achieving. Yeah, you pick up the other scales, pick up the other keys, learn how to play in different things. Otherwise you become monotonous. But whatever you got, go after it, man. I mean, it's just, life is too short. So Aeon is a great motivator. Wait until you meet her, Terry. Oh man, I can't wait. I mean, he said he has been thinking about this for 3 years. TW3 has been working for the past 9+ years and going strong. So he could have been working. Absolutely. I mean, I would rather try and fail than have sat back for 3. And I don't, like I said, I'm not beating up on anybody, but sat back and go, well, what if, what could have been, because, and go ahead. And here's the deal. Take it to the worst case scenario. You buy the system, you work it for months, and it don't work out. Let's just go there. Then what happens? You've lost money and you lost time, but you've gained a ton of knowledge that I promise you, you're going to be able to use in other categories. Listen, when I got into insurance, I went bankrupt in '08. My music business went under. The first gig I found, because no one would hire me, I went to Walmart and they wouldn't hire me because they said I was overqualified, whatever that means. So I started selling rainbow vacuum cleaners, door to door, on my knees, peddling vacuum cleaners. You know, I don't disparage that. I don't make fun of it. But for me, boy, that was very humbling. And then through that process, and by the way, I stunk at it. Just let's go ahead and put that on the table. I stunk at it. And then I got into insurance. But you know what? I invested in this goofy vacuum in this business and stunk at it, lost money. But you know what happened? When I got into insurance, I was able to do something that no one else. I knew the power of marketing incentives. One thing that company taught me is how to get in front of people by using marketing incentives. They gave trips away, they gave this away, they gave that away, just for the opportunity to get in front of someone, try to peddle some $2,500 vacuum cleaner. And so what I'm saying is, everything I've done has not worked out, but everything I have done, I've learned something, I've gleaned something from it, and it's accumulated this knowledge over 25 years of working for myself that, hey, I stunk in this business, I lost my shirt in this business, but I picked up this one thing, and this one thing I'm using today. So, you know, some of our training in step 7 back there, where I'm talking to these financial advisors and talking to these insurance guys and talking to them how to get people on the phone to sell life insurance over the phone. One of the things I'm showing you is how to use marketing incentives from some of our referral marketing partners to get people on the phone. Well, where did I pick that skill set up? By investing $2,500 in a rainbow vacuum cleaner business that I didn't have the money to invest at the time, and lost my shirt. But see, it's like that adage, and you guys help me out. Someone said this, I can't remember who it was. Someone said, I either win or I learn, but you never lose. So Nick, you're either gonna win at TW3, or you're gonna learn a ton and you're gonna take it with you. But it's worth. And listen, if not this, then what? And if not now, then when? And if not here, then where? You got to answer those questions, because here's the thing I've said. An excuse is nothing more than the permission slip for the status quo to hang around. And if you don't like what you're making and you don't like what you're doing, do something. If not this, do something. Do something else. But go to it, man. Get after it. So I probably, he's probably going to get this video and say, man, hey, everybody's Nelson Mandela. There you go. I love it. I love it. Kat says, I posted my first ad Monday. I've received maybe 20 applies, but none have filled out the survey or scheduled a phone call. It's interesting to watch my failure reaction. It's an illusion of failure. No. Here's what you got to do. You got to pump that funnel of leads. You got to pump them on down the line. So what you got to do is you got to follow up with them, Kat. Hey, just following up with you. Did you watch the orientation? Which one did you want? The hourly, the salary job, the work from home job? Which one did you want? See, you're teasing them along. You got to tease them along. Because here's the thing, they don't know that you can offer it until they watch, everything. Okay. And say, here's what happens a lot of times, Kat. People fill out that application and then they feel like, and they just turn their computer off and go on, and they didn't stick around, or they've got a free email account like from AOL, Gmail, or Yahoo. And when they got an email that was coming to them automatically through your autoresponder saying, hey, thank you for your application, go watch our orientation, let's do a thing. They didn't get that email. What happened was that it went to a spam promotional folder or something like that. So that's why I say use that Remind app I've got back there. Get those text numbers and make sure you text them as well. Okay, but you got to push them through the funnel. So thanks for commenting. Gary says made $20,000 last month in call center. I'm going to make $35 this month in the call center. See, it's there. But you know what? Gary's doing that, and he didn't start there. He didn't start. That wasn't week 1. That wasn't month 1. That wasn't even year 1. But now he's got his business up. Him and Mark and Lindsay and all these guys they're just knocking it out of the park. Why? Because they've mastered their skill. Okay, and that's all it takes. And it doesn't matter what game you play. You either win or you learn. I love it. Absolutely, great minds think alike, Terry. Absolutely, we must be reading the same material. I'm sure. And when is a good time to start making money? Today. That's exactly right. And Kat says, Yep, that's why I asked about the autoresponder. Yep, I say yesterday. A great book to read, Falling Forward by John C. Maxwell. You better believe it. I mean, me and John Maxwell, man, I tell you, he's one of my heroes of the faith in both business and faith. I mean, he's a great guy. 21 Irrefutable Laws was the first book I read by Maxwell. And here's the other thing. Mark, you could be offering those types of things through your RMPs for free. So just remember that. You'll hear me on the podcast a lot of times. We'll be talking about authors like John C. Maxwell and say, hey, go over to terrywilson3.com/free book and get a free book by John Maxwell, Failing Forward. What am I doing? I'm sending clients over there to get an RMP link. They try Audibles out for 30 days free trial, and they get to keep that book if they don't keep the service. I get $15 for getting them over there. Go for No. I like that. Kat says, I'd like to add a short book, Go for No. That's another great one. I mean, there's so many good ones out there. And one of the things I'm going to do, guys, this year, and I want y'all's feedback. If you like it, let me know. But as I do it, but I'm really, really going to focus more and more on mindset in the coming year. And I'll tell you why. You know, the technical skills that's required in our business, the marketing skills required in our business, these are all skill sets that have to be mastered. But it all starts with the mindset. I did something the other day. I don't know if you saw my blog, but I said B plus B equals C. That's a formula that I've been resonating and rumbling around in my head, and it's very simplistic. But it's so simplistic, most people dismiss it and don't pay attention. But belief plus behavior equals consequence. B plus B equals C. And so many times at TW3, what we do is say, okay, here's the behavior. Here's what you need to do. You need to set up this form. You need to set up this landing page. You need to set up this. We're telling people how to behave with these tools. Here's what you do. Because that's all behavior is things that you do. And then if you do these things and do it the way, that's why we have the 90-day money made guarantee. This behavior will yield you this consequence, this result. But here's the thing. What fuels behavior is belief. If it don't start in the seed bed of what I believe, then my behavior, I can have a guy act a certain way for a little bit. But as soon as he gets away from a rah-rah meeting, as soon as he gets away from, accountability of doing it this way, as soon as he gets away from that, then he starts leaning, or she starts leaning back on the path of least resistance, the things that feel comfortable to them. And what feels comfortable to a person? Those things that harmonize and are congruent with what they believe. So I felt a little bit convicted. I felt a little bit, and not in a preachy way, not in trying to convert people. No. I'm just talking about people have got to believe in themselves. People have got to believe that it's possible. People need to believe that it's worth it. People need to believe that it's okay to bust your nose, get a nosebleed, get hurt from doing something, and get back and start doing it again because it's worth it. Because if they don't believe that stuff, they won't behave accordingly. And I will tell you, every person that has joined TW3 over the past 10 years, the handful, I mean, I counted up, I've got a folder, I call it my problem children. We've got about 9, I think, if I counted right. I might have 12. Something's 9, something's 12. So let's take it the worst case scenario. Out of the thousands of people that we've had in TW3 and active and inactive and all that over the last 10 years, we've had 12 that were problem children. It's your fault, Terry. I bought this system from you, or I bought this system from so-and-so, and I didn't get, and they're just belligerent, and you can't reason with them. You can't say, hey, we divulged all this. What are you talking about? They don't hear it. And in every single case, it had nothing to do with even though they use it as an excuse that, well, I can't learn how to do this, or this is too hard, or, it all started with their beliefs, their attitude, the way, their mindset. And I'm telling you, we're going to focus on that. We are going to focus on that more this year, because I'm telling you, I can take a guy that can barely read, write, and string words together, but man, if he's got enthusiasm, if he's got a positive attitude, if he's excited about life, you're going to see that guy successful. You're going to see that lady successful. So we're going to spend more time on that this year. Kat says, I used to be a behavior therapist. Oh, cool. Doesn't pay much. All day long working on changing a child's actions. Whew, I'm telling you. You got it. Isn't it, we say in the church world, from the root to the fruit. If the root system is bad, the fruit system will be rotten. And Gary says, you need to have a great mental attitude and mindset to be. That is so true. If you believe you can or you can't, you're right, Kat says. All this is true. I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I want to tell you guys, because most of you guys, it looks like are members and recruiters and trainers on here today. I want to tell you guys, as you're out in the highways and you're out in the byways and you're talking to people, either that are existing entrepreneurs or wantrepreneurs, they want to use our platform to start a business, just be very intentional. Be very intentional about, listen, forget about the tools for just a second. Forget about all the other stuff that TW3 provides, because it's going to have it. Do you have the mindset for this? Are you ready? Are you committed? Because here's what, and some of you guys that are newer, there's a training. It's in your back office. Go back. I think it was in November. It might have been in October. But there's a training under the private webinars but I talk about a contract to manage, where I sort of call people out when I'm selling personally. What I will do is say, if you want to join with me and you want me as a coach, let's get some things out on the table. And we talk about what they can expect from me, what I can expect from them, what is their commitment level. And I just sort of flush them out. I don't let them hide behind, I thought I understood it was, I don't want things vague. What's your intentions here? Where do you want to go? How far do you want to go in this? Good to have you on, Christopher. He says, thanks, Gary. Happy New Year. I'm working to make my plan this year. Looking great, 2019. Awesome. Chris, we hope if you haven't signed up to the conference, make sure you're coming, brother. We'd like to see you. I don't know if you are or not, so I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm encouraging everybody. Get to the conference. I'm telling you. We had a small one last year of just a small group of elite members. Great. 25 of them showed up. 23 of them are rock stars today. Some of them had just started. So it is worth every penny of travel, every penny worth of that ticket. So get there. ELT members, make sure you're still selling them. It's still commissionable to you to sell them. The price did go up to the regular price now, but you can still sell the tickets and make your commission as well. So that's still a commissionable item. So make sure you're there. I look forward to meeting Chris at the conference. Absolutely. So, but we've been talking about, for you guys just joining, we've been talking about the importance and the imperative of belief systems, mindsets. And you've heard me say it many times. Maya Angelou, what did she say? People often forget what you tell them, but they'll never forget how you make them feel. So, and John Maxwell talking about, Mark was bringing up John Maxwell. He had here's a Maxwell quote from 21 Irrefutable Laws. There's two types of people in the world. There's either thermostats or thermometers. If you're going to be a world changer, if you're going to be a top level recruiter and trainer here at TW3, you got to stop being the thermostat or thermometer and start being the thermostat. A thermometer just reads the temperature of a room. A thermostat sets it. And so that's the way you've got to be. How many tickets are still available, Terry? Well, we haven't limited the overall tickets as far as we're going to sell tickets all the way up to the 20th of March. Okay. Now, I've only got 2 left that are for the private session. Okay, so if you want to get in the private, because those are limited, because we only can take so many people and all that. But we've got tickets available from now until the 20th. Now they are at the standard price. They're no longer at half price. It's $397. But if you are an elite member, you can sell as many as you want, and it's commissionable to you, $100 a ticket. So you can definitely sell as many as you want. And then if they want to bring their spouse, travel partner, or anything like that, it's $97. And we got 2 left for the private sessions with me. Okay. And we got 1 left on the mixer if people want to come. But we got 2 sort of extra things that we're doing. So Aeon said, watch out, Mark. And Chris says, a great book for that. Us all is Be Obsessed or Be Average. Check it out, folks. Oh, cool. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for that shout out. There's a lot of, I'll tell you another one that I like is Simon Sinek's Start With Why. You can Google him. I was looking for it in my office, but I don't see it. You can Google some of his talks. He was on a TED Talk but it's Simon Sinek, Sineck, I think. But Simon, it start with Y. That's a great one I would recommend. Chuck just says, what time is the last class on the last day of the conference? Well, let me get over and see. I think you're probably looking for flights. I would imagine that's where that question is coming from, Chuck. So let me get over there. I've got the schedule right here. Chris has set all that up for me in a Google spreadsheet here. Or as we affectionately refer to him, Big Nose. Let's see what Big Nose says. Let's see here. So, I believe the last class, the last day, it ends at 3:30 that afternoon on Saturday. So if you got a flight like at 5 or 6 that afternoon, evening, you should be fine. Cool. All right, guys, thanks for checking us out. Boy, I went a little longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little 30-minute thing, and y'all got me up on a soapbox. So y'all inspired me, man. All these recommendations of books and everything. I love it. But get all your people. Monday nights are for, the general public. It's for people that you're talking to about our products. You're talking to them about our thank you, Kat. I hope these are of value to you. I felt like once a week on Monday night, sometimes it's too long, and sometimes we're talking amongst ourselves about things, and I don't get to hear from you guys directly, and so that's why I started this, so I can hear your comments in real time, see them in real time, and then respond to them, and then be able to answer anything. But Monday nights is for your prospective clients. If you know that they've got a question or something that they're looking to be answered, shoot that in. Even if they don't ask, shoot it into Reagan and say, hey, I've got a client on the line and they're asking about this. He'll make sure it gets to us, and we'll definitely answer it. I recommend anything by Sir Richard Charles Nicholas Branson. He is a great business. Absolutely. I love him as well. He's a great businessman. There's a lot of good ones out there. And of course, since we're just throwing out, someone go and get, if you haven't read Zig Ziglar, he's always still one of my favorite. He's a sir now. That's right. He is a sir. Good stuff. Good stuff. But Monday nights is for your general audience. All you have to do is send them over to terrywilson3.com/live podcast. Someone's asking about Wednesday nights. We start back up Wednesday night for our private. Those are for members only. So unfortunately, you can't invite members or non-members to that, but you can on the Monday nights. And Gary says, I'm excited for 2019. Great content day. Thank you, Gary. And look forward to you guys seeing you Monday night and then Wednesday night. And then we fly up to New York. Be up there until Monday morning and come back Monday morning on the 12th to do another podcast. And we might be doing some things up in New York City just to do an intro for the following podcast and stuff like that. So we're going to be playing and having fun up there for a few days and speaking. So it's going to be fun. So anyway, guys, make sure you get everybody out this coming Monday at 9 p.m. And it's over at terrywilson3.com/live podcast, terrywilson3.com/live podcast. Also, make sure if you want to be on these text alerts, you text at TW3 podcast to 81010. Make sure you give that out to your prospective clients. If you would like them to come on and be able to ask questions and take part in the conversation, if you think it would be of help to have them involved in that, we'd love to have them on here, and I can answer any questions, any objections, even snide remarks. As long as they keep it clean and honest, I don't mind even pushback, because I'm not here saying it all has to be a rah-rah session. I'll take some challenges if people have got it, because sometimes people, it's good to have some healthy skepticism. I don't mind healthy skepticism. What I hate is just blanket, the world is bad, everybody's bad, everything's a scam. If it's on the internet, you can't believe it. You're quoting, what's that old meme that's been floating around social media forever? As Abraham Lincoln says, you can believe everything on Facebook, that kind of goofy stuff. So anyway, guys, thanks for being on today. I hope it was of value. It sounds like it was, and I look forward to seeing you Monday night. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to our show today at terrywilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at terrywilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really? I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Is this the celebrity, Terry Wilson?
Oh, my word.
How you doing, sir?
Dude, don't even go there. I've been listening to this for a while, and I'm finally like, okay, guys, what a privilege. I mean,